All right. Bingo, bango, bongo. Marina Ilina, second time in the podcast. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Brilliant. It's great to have you back here, and we are very excited to be here at the RedCore stand in the bespoke podcast studio that you have built here during Sigma Rome. We are recording some really exciting episodes together here, and I'm excited, of course, for the very first recording today, which is with you as the CEO
Thank
of
you.
RedCore.
Happy to see you here.
Yes, exciting. And, Marina, one of the biggest changes that we can see here today at Rome is, of course, that the former pinup that you have built for some years have now become RedCore. And today, what we will talk about here is just the transformation from this old brand to the new brand. What does this mean? And also, how does it work to build such a fast-paced, very culturally excellent company as you have built today, Marina? So my first question here today is, as we mentioned, what inspired this transformation from pinup to RedCore?
You know, we built Pinup as the team of good experts, and after their development, after their work with the big iGaming sector, so they produced their own products. They managed their own teams, operational teams, and we understand that a lot of products can be successful as separate business units. And so we gave them chance to show the product to the market, and it was a great release. And so a lot of our small business units now are having a lot of clients, not only from iGaming sector, also from fintech, MarTech, and e-com.
Brilliant. Yeah, so that's the idea, right? That you cannot come from an iGaming background, but the business have outgrown the industry in some way, right?
Yeah.
That's the feeling I'm getting too. So what was the kind of hardest part of shifting from a gaming group to this diversified business ecosystem that you're building?
As for me, the most difficult side was to understand that we need to lead these business units in different way, not like one company, but they are separate, and they have their own life cycle, they have their own goals, and they need to be to live their own business lives. So and for me it was a little bit different strategy, but so we managed to do it, and we have plan for each of business units. We have plans how to develop themselves, and I understand how to track and to make them working good.
Yeah, brilliant. And so you said earlier that you've outgrown iGaming to some extent. Can you go a little bit deeper into this? You mentioned, fintech, MarTech, so on. But can you talk a little bit more why you decided maybe to grow outside of iGaming itself, and talk a little bit more of the other verticals?
The main and the first business unit who separated was Frogo. It's our anti-fraud tool. The head of Frogo, we have our CEO, and it seems to me he's the most talented anti-fraud analytics as I ever seen. And so his need at first, he wants interesting cases. So he tells, okay, I managed all interesting cases here. I found all the frauders, all the suspicious transactions, and so on. And what else interesting do you have? Okay, and we found out that we have interesting in the games section. Game providers have some problems and so on, and he went to game providers to solve their problems. After this, he found out that it's interesting for game providers to have this software itself to work with them and to understand how the system can be hacked. After this, he told, okay, we found out all the problems here, which can be the next one. And then it was fintech and so on. So it's not about the big strategy from the beginning. It's about the experts who are interested in the development themselves, and the teams and the product.
Right. It seems like the culture in pinup is, hungry to solve problems and never to stand still. That's the feeling I'm having a little bit. Yeah. Interesting. So RedCore brings together several different verticals under one umbrella. How do you keep all these teams aligned when innovating so fast?
They have their own plans. So I understand that they need a strategic plan what to do. We, with our headquarter, can help them with a lot of different stuff, with legal, with the finance and P&L calculating and so on. And their job, the job of CEO at first, is to understand the product, how it can be developed, how it can be useful for the market, and to understand the demand of the market, and to implement all this to the good operational team, and to show how to work with it. And for me, it's like to make plan and to ask, is everything is okay with the plan?
Brilliant. And let's stay on this topic a little bit to talk about how do you keep a company together at the same time, and it's growing so fast. I mean, before the podcast, you mentioned that you have something like 4,000 plus employees at this point, right?
4,500 something, yeah.
Yes, and I remember last time when we did our podcast, Marina, it was a lot. It was like
2,000 and something.
About 2,000.
Yeah.
So it's a double, thousands of more people coming into the organization. And I've done other podcasts as well with some of your colleagues, Marina, and your HR director often speaks about the importance of culture in a company. But when it's growing so fast, I mean, it's obviously there is a risk that you lose focus as as an organization. So, how do you make sure that speed doesn't come at a cost of culture or quality?
At first, our people inside, they understand the culture of the company, and it's impossible to feed this culture without being the same type of person. Also, for me, is the main track is financial. To understand the financial part of all the businesses, and to grow it to the good result. And as for the development of every single business unit, it's the part of the CEO of this business unit. So we give them a chance to try, a chance to make mistake, and to work with it, and it's normal for us. So they have more experience, more expertise, and they grow faster.
All right. So in a lot of companies, there is this fear maybe from employees to do something wrong, and maybe they will be caught for doing something wrong. But you're saying in your case,
yes,
making mistakes is part of this really fast building journey.
Yeah, and also we want to make some internal events to share these mistakes, because we have a lot of them, and it's very funny to speak about them now.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. No, but it's a really great way of thinking, because I think oftentimes when companies grow to this size, a lot of employees, they will be like a cog in a wheel. They only have to do this and nothing else, But then the company stands still, and what you're saying is like, allow people to experiment, and sometimes
and
something will work. Sometimes,
yes, because we're all very open-minded, and so our C-level of RedCore, they're sitting all together near the open space. So we have our small open space, and it's normal to ask any question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's such a like good point, especially when the founders are leading the business like this, because you have your heart for your business, and it's not just a machine. It is something that you have built that comes from your own identity. How do you decide which markets or verticals to enter next? You mentioned before that it's like a bit of which challenges do we want to solve and so on. But is it sometimes more data driven, sometimes by instinct, or how do you?
It's about the demand. It's about the demand of the market. For example, we have business unit which names Communication Hub, Comms Hub. We didn't find the product which will cover our needs. So we build it inside. And after this, we understand that a lot of different companies needs such a product that we build for ourselves. It's not about the new geo, for example, or new vertical. It's about the demand, research, and after this, implementing in a product and business.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you are so integrated into the industry that you can understand which problems you have in your business, and you try to solve them, and then you realize that other companies
Yeah,
have the
correct.
same problem. So we've solved your problem.
Yeah, yeah. We solved our problem here.
Yeah.
So look, you can solve it the same way.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, many great businesses have come out of this type of mindset where, the company is doing something, but then there is a little small project that they built internally, and then that takes off on its own.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting to hear. Let's stay on the hypergrowth instead for a little bit and talk about leadership in hypergrowth. I mean, Marina, you're the CEO of a company that employs 4,500 people. First and foremost, I hope you are sleeping well at night, because I can imagine that you have a lot of things to think about on a daily basis. But what changes when your company scales at this pace?
It changed the mind of me, of my team, and it seems to me of all our employees, because now we understand that we don't have any measures, and we understand that if we understand that we can make some good decision, good product, so we can implement it and be useful for the market, and we can solve our problems and problems of the market also, and it gives us a lot of enthusiasm to move on.
Yeah, brilliant. And then I want to ask you, for you as a leader as well, it's something I'm very interested in as well. Businesses change over time. Obviously, you grow, you go from a startup to a medium-sized company to a very big company and to an enterprise company like you are today. And during this journey, the company is requiring different things from the leader, right? When you are a startup, you have to be everywhere, right? And at some point, you need to delegate things. So I want to ask you, how do you personally stay adaptable as a leader as the company is growing and changing and demands different things from you?
I understand that I need a very strong team. So my -1 and -2, it's like C-level and heads. They are very smart and they are experts in their domain. And I know that when we started, I understood that I should know the same information at least as managers of my company. Now I understand that my C-level knows such a volume of information, and they're so deep that I don't need to be so deep in their domain. But we need to be on the same page about the strategy, about some tactics, and so on.
Yeah, so it's like, the bigger the company gets, the more information, the more decisions. So more and more you have to give that decision-making power to and the trust to your staff.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So let's focus a bit. I love branding and brands in general, and what I took with me from the pinup brand is that it's a very playful, colorful, open brand, whereas RedCore is almost shifting tone a little bit more towards like a futuristic and forward-looking kind of brand. How did you think about the brand in terms of what it stands for?
This was about creating a new brand, which should be strong, which should keep all together the different expertise, and to show that we can rock the market. So it's about RedCore.
Yeah, exactly. And the process itself of creating a brand for such a big company, it must have been very complicated to go through this entire journey, right?
It was very complicated. It was very fast. And thanks to our specialist, it was all internal process. So we didn't ask anyone to help us with it, because we know better what we need than any other companies. Yeah. And so a few months and we managed.
Yeah, brilliant. And if we think about the industry at large, the iGaming industry, there are many companies before you that have gone through this hypergrowth that you are doing right now, but they have made mistakes in the meantime, and at some point that hypergrowth becomes a difficult journey instead for a lot of companies. Where do you think most companies go wrong when they are trying to grow faster than the market?
It's difficult to understand who is nearby when you are growing faster than the market. So you don't have, sometimes you don't have competitors, sometimes you don't have the market itself, but it's very interesting, and the main thing is to make correct plans and to understand do these plans are aligned with the market, with the demand, and so on, and if not, to change them very quickly.
Brilliant. And if you were to give advice to founders and CEOs personally who are going through this journey and they are kind of like hitting their ceiling, let's say, as a leader, what advice would you give to them?
As you understand, for me, there is no ceiling. So if someone has this problem, it's better to see which products can be also realized, which services can be done more professionally, and to understand the depths of the market they are working in, and to maybe to see to other to take a look to other geos, to other markets, to diversify their experience there.
Brilliant. And final question for you here today, Marina. If we put all of this together, we've seen Pinup and now RedCore growing in the last few years from a smaller company to a very big company, and you have a lot of big ambitions in the future. So in 3 years' time, where do you see the company? Where are you at that time? When we sit here in this podcast in 3 years, where are you at that time?
I want our small business units to be tops of their own markets, and to increase their expertise and to be the best one. So it's my goal.
I like it, to be the best. Marina, it's been a great episode here to follow up with you since our episode back in Malta a few years ago. Congratulations to the success, and I wish you all the best of luck, and look forward to the next episode together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.